To our breaking news story, an ANC councillor in eThekwini, that's in KwaZulu-Natal, has been gunned down. Police units are at the crime scene. That's also where our senior SABC News reporter, Ayanda Mhlongo, is standing by with the latest details. Ayanda, a very good afternoon to you. Please take us through where you are exactly and what you're seeing there in terms of this latest attack on a councillor.
Nancy, good afternoon to you and good afternoon to our viewers. Yeah, shocking news coming through here from the area of Gladwater, west of Durban. We're hearing the news this afternoon that an ANC councillor was gunned down in this particular area. Let me step out of shot just so my colleague Nathi Mzimela can show to our viewers what we are seeing here outside the councillor's offices. Now, a statement from the police that was issued a short while ago states that unknown men entered these offices and went to the councillor's office seeking assistance, and apparently then one of the men, according to the police, one of the men then pulled out a firearm and shot him at the scene. My colleague Nathi is showing you now from our vantage point here through this fence where you see the police tape. It's in one of these offices where this shooting took place. These unknown suspects managed to make their way here into these offices and shot this councillor. We won't name him as yet, Unat, as we understand from the ANC that his next of kin has not yet been notified. And so once we get the go-ahead from the ANC, we will then be naming this ANC ward councillor that has been gunned down here. Police officers have already cordoned off the scene, and they are now working to gather evidence at this scene. We understand from the statements as well from the police that the men who are alleged to be involved in this then fled on foot, and so currently there is, whilst officers are combing the scene, police are now out and about hunting down these suspects. And you also see live here in your visuals members of the community that have started to gather out here, utter shock displayed on their faces. Some of the leaders of the ANC from the ANC's eThekwini region have also arrived here at their scene, and we are awaiting the coordinator of the ANC in the eThekwini region, and who's also the speaker of the eThekwini municipality, that is Thabani Nyawo. So understand he has been designated to speak to the media, but some of the other leaders of the ANC in the region who are part of the interim task teams, they are already here at the scene. Of course, there's quite shock, and we're also seeing just some anger from the community members at this incident that has happened here. Shock at this shooting, and you can just see on the faces of these community members. We are, of course, also waiting. We understand the family members are making their way here, and once we get, as I was saying, confirmation from the ANC, we will then be in a position to then officially name this councillor who has been gunned down here. But he's the councillor here in the area of Gladwater. In the afternoon, unknown gunmen entered this area, walked to his office, saying that they needed assistance, to understand, from the police, and then one of those men then pulling out a gun and shooting the ANC councillors. That's what we have for now, Unat, in terms of the information that we've received and can confirm from the police. Of course, as I was saying, that we will be awaiting the ANC to hear from them. This incident happening at a time, as you know, when the party and I suppose the country is preparing for the local government elections. It would be too early at this point for us to speculate or to have any indication of what might be the motive behind this particular shooting, whether or not it could be linked, whether it is internal party politics, whether or not it is linked to the elections. We cannot at the moment be in a position to say that. But of course, knowing that we're just a few months away from the election, it does raise some concerns and questions as to what might be the possible motive for this incident. But we will, of course, find out more once we speak to the police, I beg your pardon, want to speak to the ANC leaders who we understand are on their way. I'm getting actually an indication that the men that you see entering now in one of these rooms some are family members. I'm just being told that the men that we see now in our visuals are the family members. Of course, they will be working with the police now moving forward and would assist the police in terms of their investigation that is now underway to try and determine exactly what happened and who might be involved and behind this heinous crime that happened here. And we understand that it happened in full view of people who were here. The councillors' offices were busy. There was a lot of people that actually witnessed this particular incident taking place. So we will be here, Unat, as I'm saying, just looking around, still waiting now for the arrival of the ANC leaders to hear from them whether or not there is any additional information that they might have. But from the police, the information that we have, of course, is that a manhunt is now underway whilst the investigators are still here at the scene, and they are now combing the scene for evidence as they try to put together and piece together what may have happened and what may have led to the killing of this ANC councillor. Unati?
Ayanda, thank you so much for covering all the bases, even with the little information that you do have. I guess what we will have to do now is wait for the official confirmation if whether or not what police are investigating is related to a political killing, as you've also just said. But what we do know is that this is one of many political killings that we have seen, at least so far, before the local government elections in November, particularly a concentration of those investigations happening just after the first voter registration that happened in June, July. So, of course, Ayanda, thank you so much for that.